Good evening, everyone. Are we back? Yo, there we go. I can see myself. That works fantastic. Hey, what's up? My name's Big Fudge. Today we're running Resident Evil Village. Big fan of this game since it came out, and it was definitely one I had to jump into to run. We're gonna play the glitches category. I just can't get my head around the glitched version, you know. But we're gonna start off right away. The time doesn't start until we skip the second cutscene. That's when the in-game timer starts. So I'll get this game loaded up, and we'll get into it.
Just give me a yell when to start the timer.
We'll do. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, go. So first off, we kind of have a bit of a lull in the game. We're just putting Ethan's daughter to bed. So
God, that's not going to get confusing to me at all. My name happens to be Ethan.
Oh.
I don't care if anyone knows my first name. They don't know anything else.
Well, we're gonna put Ethan Winter's daughter to bed here, and get through this intro part. There's a lot of skipping cutscenes really early in the game till about 20 minutes of the way through, but with some pretty flash movement, we should be in and out of here in no time.
Okay, well, while that's going on, we just got a donation from a Fierce Elements, that being my brother, for $10 saying, why not? And Fierce, if you'd like your donation to go to anything, just let me know in the chat. You can find the incentives here.
All right, perfect. So, firstly, with this, why is this not working? There's a strat they found not too long ago. It's called Snow Walk. Essentially, if we mash the forward move key in a specific rhythm, Ethan will move at a heightened speed. Basically, cuts his animation of him slowing down. It's very hard. You have to do it for quite a long time, and the rhythm is fairly fast. And if you do too many, he actually stops. So, like he does there. So yeah, my move forward key is bound to W and E, so I can mash them as consistently as I can. You'll see him kind of do these little jumps forward, and that's what we're trying to do to get them going as fast as he can through this section. Takes a bit of concentration because I'm trying to keep the rhythm in my head and talk. So if there's anything else you'd like to say, well, next I do this for a little bit, go ahead.
Sure. I'd just like to remind everyone that if you are in Australia and you do donate $10 or more, you go into a raffle to potentially win some prizes. And if you are part of the hosting committee, running committee, or background committee for this event, you are still eligible for those prizes, as they are third-party handled.
All right, now that we're out of that section, again, we have more movement, but there's a couple of bits of things we can do here. After we open this cupboard down here, you can skip his animation of him turning his head. However, it is precisely frame perfect and very hard, so I have not counting myself to get it. Bit of a jump scare too. Yeah. That's alright. We're going to continue trekking through this weird, dilapidated house. And somehow it has become morning. And we're coming up to one of the first big speed techs of the game. So we run this game with the loads removed for the time because the in-game timer kind of sucks. And because the game loads differently on different hardware, we wanted to keep it as easy as possible for as many people. But one of the things we can do as we get closer up here, you'll see the little load icon, the autosave icon on the top right. As we get closer, we can restart the game at certain points, and it's going to push us ahead about 50 meters or so right here, which saves obviously in-game time running up this hill. And there's a few points we do it throughout, kind of to you know, progress the game, skip animations, skip doors opening and stuff like that. There's a lot of pausing in this game for a speedrun, surprisingly. So we're just going to trek through this village here. The other thing that you'll notice, I have my FPS display in the top right hand corner of the screen. The game is limited to 120 for like real runs, or for like runs you can submit onto the board, to make it fair again for anyone who's like running a, you know, a monster machine. You want to make it fair. However, there are some bits in the game where we drop the frames to 30 seconds to lower Ethan's hitbox, so we'll do that in a bit. And Ethan becomes a skinny boy. I'm gonna grab this knife, skip more cutscenes. We're gonna, yeah, just dip around that dude. And we're kind of into the first combat arena of the game, which we'll get to explaining how the game's difficulty works as you play through. We've got to grab this chem fluid up here. It sucks to grab. It's... Oh, we got it. Sometimes it just likes to not have a hitbox. Alright. This guy luckily dropped a herb, so we can use that for safety later in the run as well. As well as some...
It's like you're shooting down some Bigfoot.
Yeah. They're like werewolves. But that can go out in the day. I don't know. It's got a whole Twilight thing going on. So I'll use... We've got this huge kind of auto-scroller kind of timed section that we can't skip. No matter how hard we try. So, come on, buddy. I'll use this 3 minutes or so to explain the difficulty adjustment and how it works in this game. Difficulty adjustment is a thing that's been in many Resident Evil games since like Resident Evil 4, I'm pretty sure. And essentially, it will make the game harder as the game goes. The better you do, the harder the game gets, and the worse you're doing, the easier the game gets. With a little tool called the speedrunning tool, we can actually see what our DA values are at, as well as Ethan's health and enemy's health. For the casual mode, the DA rank starts at 1, and he started a score of 1200. If you fall below, 1000 and your DA rank drops to 0, you do increased 15% damage to all the enemies, which is very helpful later in the game with some boss fights. So we're going to get hit a bunch of times while we can't really progress to lower our DA very low. We're currently at 872. We want it to be about 200 or 300 before we head before this section ends. We need this enemy to spawn here as well. There's so much that happens in this and so little time. It's so much time. An enemy spawns over here, and if we're waiting here at the right time, he'll spawn a little bit earlier to kind of progress this area quicker. Come on, buddy. There we go.
Just like to cut in and let you know that we just hit 1K.
That's awesome. 1K, let's go.
And we did get a little small pile of donos, if I've got time to read some of them.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Yeah, we have a $9.69 that just from Nice that says no comment. We have $20 from the_Batman1 that says Big Fudge, please get Lady D's a number for me when you pass through her castle. You gotta go fast. And a $10 from Tom B. Asa dude, good luck with the run, my guy.
Hey, I saw it's a friend. Took a couple of my friends there. So
glad they jumped in to give us a hand in this.
Yeah.
Also, if you would like your donation to go to any incentive, you need to put it in the comment. But if you're in chat, you can just let me know, and I will throw it in there for you.
Okay. So we are done taking a little bit of damage. As the Urias comes through, he's the name of that big giant guy, by the way, because we're going to see him a few times. As Urias comes through there, we can enter buildings without losing time on this whole little section. If you enter a building before he comes through the wall, the timer kind of pauses for a little bit. So we don't want that. We want to go as quickly as possible. So we're going to blow ourselves up a little bit. And we're going to head to the back here. Oh, we're going to take another hit, apparently. Ow. Alright, we're done getting hurt. We're going to head to the back and hopefully take an arrow to the knee. There we go. And now we're back to skipping all the cutscenes again for a little while. A lot of mashing P and clicking enter.
Then I do have a question I would like to ask.
Yeah, go for it.
You mentioned that the timer for this game starts as you skip the second cutscene.
Yeah.
That's when the in-game timer starts. Is the in-game timer accurate?
No.
Because I know in again, didn't think so. Because in past Resis and Silent Hills, it never is. Yeah,
so the timer, the load remove timer that we've got in the community works pretty well with the in-game timer. It kind of registers off it, but there's always a little bit of a discrepancy between the two. I'm just gonna let this cutscene play a little bit, just because it helps load this next area. So cutscenes do pause the timer. Some cutscenes, not all of them. Certain actions in the world causes timer to stop. But sometimes the game stops the clock, sometimes it doesn't, so they've done their best. So we're going to wait here. This lady's going to come through the door. We've got a bit of a chill moment. As I said, there's a lot of cutscenes that happen through here. A lot of storyline that progresses in the first 20 minutes of the game that we're just going to zoom right by. So you guys can meet Louisa, and then when she gets to this hallway, we'll no longer see her ever again.
I missed her already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Skip
yeah,
this.
she's back.
Yep, there we go. Gone. All right, I'll explain how the loads work for items later too. That's what I mean. There's a lot of pausing in this game.
Man, the fire's moving fast.
Cutscene. We're gonna press gas and then skip another cutscene. Yep. Nice work, Capcom.
I know. Thank you, Ethan.
We're gonna scoop by her. She's now been lost to the flames of the house, and now Ethan is yet again all alone in this scary European village that they kind of never touch on.
I mean, it's the village. It's in the title.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a couple more cutscenes here that are kind of like back to back to back. Just kind of, you know, if you play the game casually, it's a lot of fun because it's really interesting. But once you start speedrunning it, it's just like, you know, losing time over weird RNG things like this this puzzle here. Well, that was good. Not too bad. So we're heading up to the castle at the moment. However, we're about to get stopped by Marvel's Iron Man, but maybe a little bit crazier.
Well, well.
The man is
this cutscene plays for a little bit because it loads the area in the background. So we get to say hi to a few people. We get to say hi to Angie and Donna, and there they go.
Jesus Christ!
That's right. Run for your life.
The good thing about this game is that if you are speedrunning it, all the cutscenes stop. Well, yeah, all the like skippable cutscenes stop the timer. So if you want to play the whole game and not skip any of the cutscenes, you can still get a world record.
Shit!
Thank you, Ethan.
My word. You truly are as strong as they say. Oh, you didn't think I'd let you get away, did you?
You said that just as I added something to the incentive sheet. I just said, "You're welcome," even though I had myself muted.
Oh.
Nothing like fresh American ground beef.
So we're gonna escape Heisenberg's little death race here and head up to the castle. If there's anything you'd like to say, you're more than welcome to, because we're about to get a little bit crazy from there.
Sure. We have $20 from Boop Boopster that says "Make Adrian proud," and then yells the word Adrian, but I'm not going to do that.
He's referring to the lovely mannequin in my background.
I see.
Long joke.
I'll also like to touch on some of these incentives I've been asking you to tell me about. So we have coming up pretty soon, tomorrow, but early tomorrow, like 1 a.m. tomorrow, we have Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Choose your character. You can choose any character from the game, except for Link, Ganondorf, or Mr. Game & Watch. Currently, we have $10 for Sonic, but you could easily snipe that for the character of your choice. We also have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Choose the game, Bid War. Right now, both are at $0, so if you prefer Eevee over Pikachu, now's your chance. Me, personally, I think Eevee kicks Pikachu's ass, but I didn't cuss.
That's alright, Ethan's going to take you to town in this section. So this is a cutscene that you can skip. And then, but this isn't a cutscene. And this bit goes for about 30-45 seconds of Ethan having fun things done to his hands. He's already lost 2 fingers. Now he's got I don't know, that would hurt.
Yeah, he's fine. Just put some water.
He's
on
gonna
it.
put
He'll be
some.
good.
He's gonna put some super liquid on his hands.
Just clean it, rub some dirt in it. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfectly
I suppose
okay.
clean it and rub some herbs into it.
Yeah. Some herb water. All right, we get to see Lady D's bedroom, and then we're gonna quickly leave because it's too scary for us.
But did you find a number?
We'll see. We'll see. She might give us to us later. All right. Quickly solve this puzzle, the ring puzzle here, while we wait for the door to open. And then we're gonna head to the castle to solve its vast mysteries.
Where have they taken Rose?
And look for our daughter. That's right, we're doing that. Right, we're not here to get her number, we're here to find the daughter. So the castle isn't as intricate as like the house from 7 or the mansion from 1. But it does have its shining moments for sure. This is the last cutscene for a long little while, which is good.
Let me string you up. Slice your jugular.
We're gonna do another one of these tactical resets here, where we stop, and this just stops Ethan's get up animation. It also triggers about halfway down the hallway, or halfway down the hole. So if you're mashing escape as you go down, you can get a pretty good time and save yourself quite a few seconds. Get to see Lady D in a little record room. Alright, and then we're going to do a tactical reset here to open this door very quickly. So one of the sections in this room, we're going to see Ethan become a skinny boy by changing the frame rate of the frame limit of our game down to 30. Normally you can't squeeze by certain enemies who stand in doorways or stand in precarious positions, but if we change our FPS to 30, we can squeeze right by them like we weren't even there. Which is a pretty good abuse, because there's some enemies that take up the whole hallway later in the game, and we do not want them to be in our way for too long. We're coming up to the first fight too with Bella. I think it's Bella or Danielle, I can't remember. She's a bit of a pushover. She dies to one mine because the DA is super low. There we go. And then as she stops moving, we're going to shoot her once to open the gate. And then back to the rest of the castle. We have this weird bottle of wine that's called Sanguis Virginius. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. Don't judge me for my Latin skills. We'll grab this for everything. So with the item boxes as well, I can have time to explain this. The items load in as you open them. If you pause the game, you actually stop the animation of the whole box. Well, you don't stop the animation, but the item loads in before the box opens up all the way. So again, just abusing the load times by doing things in the escape menu. All right, we got past her, no problem. She sometimes trolls you there and just grabs you, and it's like 6 seconds lost for what I only assume is RNG. And yeah, fermented triangle. The it translates to virgin's blood.
I did mention something along those lines a second ago, but I had myself muted. Said, I'm sure it's totally wine with a name like Sanguis. Not blood at all.
Not at all. There's this puzzle room that we have to solve. I maintain that it still makes no sense to solve it. I brute forced it in my casual playthrough. There's a whole plaque you have to read about which way everyone's facing, but I don't believe it. So we're gonna squeeze through this room. We're gonna grab that shotgun ammo is 100% necessary, and we're going to change our frame rate again to squeeze by this guy, because if you're at 120, she'll stop you cold in your tracks. Grab extra ammo for safety. And good to go. And just like that, we get to enter Lady Dimitras', I don't know, powder room? We grab our key. Yeah, see, it's not really a bedroom. She's going to come in the room and she's going to slam us about 5 stories down the castle. And Ethan's still alive somehow. But incoming, probably one of the most famous scenes in the entire game. So another useful load tactical reset. Normally you have to wait for that whole door to be open, but if you reset the game, it opens the door for you. Which is just the biggest time save. So, Lady,
how long does it take normally for that door to open?
Takes about 20 seconds. Which is,
okay, yes, that
takes
a bit faster.
Yeah. So Ethan's had his hand chopped off here by Lady D. And we're going to try and dodge her. We want to bait out an attack here.
Oh, you know, at least it wasn't his left hand again.
Yeah, it's his right hand this time. I think his left hands have enough had enough punishments. Already missing 2 fingers.
Oh, well, he also, you know, got it like chainsawed or something in the
Yeah, in the
last
7th,
game.
yeah. But now we get to witness the power of Ethan's Miracle Cream. Because not only does it heal you back to full, but it will reattach your hand and sew your jacket for you. It is phenomenal. He needs to be on one of those infomercials that's just like, chop your hand off at work. Buy this miracle water.
It even reattached the fibers.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
his
Sews his
sleeve.
jacket back together. Yep. High-vis workwear companies don't want you to know his secret. That's what that is titled.
Man, screw this castle.
So now with the key, we can access a few more areas. We're going to access this weird atrium piano room area. And with a nice homage to Resident Evil 1, we're going to play some piano. If I can... We just mash. But there is like an input like cap, so you can't just like play every note one after another. You have to wait in between some of them.
See, there you are.
Alright, and now we're gonna have fight number 2. So for the few short seconds we use the shotgun in the run, it's actually quicker to shoot it, reload 1 bullet, and shoot again than it is to
This is a dream.
reload it completely and then shoot it. I'm gonna take 1 little hit there, wait till she stops moving, and let it go through the door. We got another puzzle room here. Boop. Where we shoot the bells. And we're gonna go fight the other daughter, because that again that painting takes about 30 seconds or so to open, so we can do other things in the meantime.
Yeah, we got 2 donators.
Go for it.
We have Ning10dologist giving $20 for Let's Go Pikachu, please. And we have $10 from Megaslayer321A saying, here's a tenner for the swear jar. Goes to Let's Go Eevee. The correct choice.
I was worried my sisters had gotten to you first.
Oh, you my body.
Yeah, we're gonna...
No, it's a lie. Oh, you will not get away. You're my prey.
Alright, we'll make quick light of her, or light work of her even. Grab this little mounted animal skull that we're going to use to trick the statue that's locked us in. Oh, wrong button. And away we go. So now all the daughters are dead. We are going to finish collecting these masks and get out of this castle. We're going to wait there just 1 little fraction of a second to get around Lady D's booty there.
Stomach Trask is done in by the likes of you.
And now this is open. We're going to heal there to get our inventory space full. We're going to move the shotgun into its spot so when we pick up the rifle here, we don't have to re-inventory. And that should be it. We save the inventory for the rest of the game, unless I fat finger the tab key, which is most likely going to happen. So we got some roof running to do. If there's any donations or anything, feel free.
no new donations, but I just remind everyone what it is we're doing here. We are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Cure Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer research, who are working across all cancers and all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or follow the link I'm about to post in chat. And whilst you're donating, remember to put what incentives you'd like your donations to go to, and you can see those in this second link I'm putting in chat.
Alrighty. So that concludes our mask collection escapades. We just have to go put them on the little altars in the main foyer. Then, and with the order we grabbed them in, we've actually grabbed them in order that they will always be the last mask to appear in the menu, so it'll be nice and easy for us to put them in.
Stupid man thing! You won't live long!
A quick little little Duke there. And again, we're going to abuse, this door takes a few seconds to open. We're going to abuse the in-game timer by starting this quick cutscene with Duke and then quitting out of it. And by the time we get back there, the door will just be opening. And it saves about 2 or 3 seconds. Not many, but enough. And we're going to go get to our Lady D fight. We're going to start by grabbing this ceremonial dagger that we never use. So our health resets quite a few times in this fight, depending on how much damage you do to her and like getting her through different phases. So in this section, she has 9,000 total health. We need her to be below 5,000 for her next phase to trigger. So we shoot her a few times, but not too many. And we take the hit just to lower the DA a little bit, and to be able to use that that health that we just picked up. So 2 pipe bombs. And as she flies away, we're going to shoot her once. And this should bring on the next section. After she kind of has the last word to say. This fight's fairly straightforward. She can be a little bit pesky with her placements as you're trying to shoot her with the sniper rifle in the kind of the rooftop there, in the section we were beforehand. But nothing too crazy. We're gonna grab this for safety. Oh, never mind. Oh, wrong button. And there we go, that's the Lady D fight done.
You're the one who's cursed.
And we're gonna start collecting these weird little orange flasks with what are only explained to be baby parts. Well, they never really kind of go into too much detail on how they work and their purpose, other than that they need them for a ritual. So as we progress through here, we just we discovered that there's a a big spooky key that opens up the whole village. And again, just making sure that we kind of pause load everything. We'll pause buffer everything in the as it loads in to keep our timer down. As we head back into the outside. Now, it's only been 30 minutes for me, but apparently it's like mid-morning for Ethan. He's had a long day so far. Now, if you came to see some super cool combat for Resident Evil 8, I think we shoot one more enemy in between now and probably the hour marks. Maybe a little chat with the Duke here.
There you are. I had a feeling.
We're going to quickly put this head flask in while the door opens up. This also stops a cutscene from playing later too.
What the hell?
And this is my favorite trick in the game here is this little lock you can maybe see if you squint over this wall. You can shoot it from here, which saves you a whole rigmarole of climbing a ladder, opening a gate with a key, and all that kind of stuff. We get to just bypass the whole section there, which is it's one of my favorite tricks. That's can be done casually. That saves you a lot of time. Oh, 07, 04, 08 is the key to this one. They never change, which is fantastic. And this is going to give us... Oh. Well, not that. The jack handle, which can be hard to find. And that Lycan there, he's a bit of a troll. He's supposed to come in and jump scare you as you finish the puzzle. Sometimes he just doesn't like to come in, and he likes to wait just outside the door for you to walk out and waste your time. But he was kind of okay today. So again, we're running by these Lycans. You're normally supposed to go down this path down there, but we already opened the door, so we get to scoot right on by. Look at all those chickens. Alright, this box doesn't really need the load, the pause loading, but it's just a habit.
Damn it. Better see the Duke again.
Alright, now back to the Duke to explain to us what the key means, even though we had the key before. He also tells us there's a treasure map where we can find the treasure of the family, but we can... If you've loaded this section earlier before, if you've played this section and then played through it again, it actually skips the map loading in and showing you all this, like making you pause on the locations, because the timer runs while that shows. So before we started, I quickly ran through that part, saw the map, played it in, so you can skip it right away as soon as it pops up. And now we're coming up to one of my favorite parts of the game. If you've played this game casually, this is probably one of the more iconic parts of the game. I don't want to say too much for people who haven't played it, but we'll enjoy it together. I'm gonna try and open my water bottle with one hand while I hold the W.
What's going on?
We can't run here, so we kind of just walk and trickle on through for a little bit. Gotta stay hydrated. I don't talk this much normally, I swear.
Ethan, you have to fix her.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't want to be alone.
This can't be real.
Alright, we can sprint once we get to the stairs. It's not really much of a sprint, but it's better than nothing.
Losing it?
There's a nice little photo of Mia and Rose.
What's going on?
As we climb into this this elevator here. So luckily I moved this game to my SSD earlier. However, if you're playing normally, we recommend pausing. So as you can see there's a little ring around the load screen there. The game's loading in the whole new area, so it's good to like pause buffer the loads, so you don't have to sit in the lift for as long. Come with me, Ethan. I love this part so much. So as we make our way into House Beneviento, there's a little trick here we can do. If we just put 1 foot outside, we can access Ethan's sprinting speed through the house, because he normally moves really slowly. You'll see how slow he walks throughout here, but we want to save as many frames as possible. And he slows down about here to a slow crawl. That's a nice little skip to get. And into one of Capcom's greatest homages to a game that never came out. If anyone played PT on the PlayStation 4, this is probably as close as you'll get in like a full release game.
My PS4 still has PT on it.
Oh, I'm jealous. Me and the fiance played it when it came out, and it was just we couldn't do it.
It was kind of not good.
It was short, but it was scary. One of my favorite parts about this section, though, is that no matter how many times you play, the puzzles are always the same answers. So you can actually bypass some of the puzzle answers. And bypassing, like, you're supposed to pull the mannequin apart to find different clues and stuff. But we can skip all that if we know all the answers. Normally you're supposed to take the wedding ring off her finger and go wash it because it's covered in blood, and then it gives you the code after you look at it, the item finder, but we don't have time for that. And then you need to like pull the other mannequin's other arm off to find a picture and all that stuff. Oh, we did not do this well. Woo. Oh, hold on. I'm just going to restart here because the puzzle is too busy talking. Whoops.
Why is this here?
There we go. So this is Ethan and Mia's little wedding box player that you see in the house earlier in the game. You can interact with it in the house, but we kind of didn't see it, so it means kind of has little significance in the speedrun, story-wise. We really need to be precise. The hitboxes on the mannequin are... There's the eye, there's the bandages on the chest, and the mouth. If you miss the mouth and you go hit the bandages, it brings up the item menu, you click escape. Ethan kind of stands there for 5 seconds and kind of just debates life and what he's done wrong and all of the things he's done to lead up to there, and then you get control of him again. So that's very slow, so we've got to make sure we hit the hitboxes correctly. And then this real weird film puzzle where we put the film together. We see a baby, a book, the teddy bear, the wedding ring, and like the wedding music player. And yet it shows us the Ring video. Some scary magic if I ever saw it. Alright, and the rest of this kind of puzzle's nearly finished. As we attempt to bring the lift, ring, not picking that up. Most of this puzzle's done now. We just have to escape. Yeah, as I said, the solutions are always the same, so it's nice and easy to remember. Which is good, you know. They changed every time, it would be an extra, 5 minutes or so pulling the mannequin apart, because you have to do everything kind of manually, where he shifts up the arm and then turns it and then does all that stuff. We'll quickly grab this key here. And I gotta ask chat, who here likes babies? Luckily, we don't see too much of it. Alright, so I'm going to try and be as precise as possible here as we walk through, because we really can't make any mistakes, because we need to kind of get this on a one cycle. Or we'll have to wait, and that's not fast. We should be all right. Oh, all right. Let's say hi to Angie, Donna's little crazy doll here, who's watching us. I always thought that was a nice touch. Oh, it sounds so horrific. This part doesn't scare me anymore, but man, does that audio effect just not sit comfortably with me at all. Alright. And now we get to do the baby skip. So again, abusing Ethan's small body in the 30 frames per second. Whoops. No, we do not want bombs. We're gonna just zoom right past it. No problems. Woo! There used to be this whole elaborate plan about using the door and using the open side to kind of like bait his attack out and jump by him, and it was so inconsistent. And then one day someone was like, oh, if you change the frames down to 30 seconds, it's like you're not even there. So it's been a big time save. It's very loud here, so if you have like headphones on and they're a little loud, I recommend turning them down a bit. Oh, it's so shrill. It's so shrill. And chat, if babies weren't your thing, well, I've got a new thing for you. If you don't like babies, tell me how you feel about dolls in black dresses.
Try and find me.
Because I got a lot of them here. Alright, so we're gonna try and find Angie all over the house. She's always in this spot to begin with, however the second two spots are RNG. It's a 50-50 chance she'll be in each one. But there is definitely good RNG and there's definitely bad RNG, so we'll see what happens here. It's almost also like my favorite favorite song in the whole game. You only hear it once. It has the spooky choir. I'm gonna be quiet here while I listen to hear where she is. Oh, it's so loud. But it'll probably be wrong. Yeah, she's in the other room. That's unfortunate. Alright. The Angie's hidden from us on the other side of the house, which is the worst RNG. Because we have to track all the way back through here to the lift. But that's the end of Angie and Donna.
Stupid idiot! What are you doing to my cute friends?
And Ethan also gets magically teleported to the front door here. So we get to add on to our big spooky key. We're gonna grab the doll here and we're gonna head back to the Duke for our first and our one of two shopping experiences we have with him in the whole run. There's a few things we need to grab on the way back though, to help us with the fight with our next boss. Luckily, the scary bit is kind of over. Just load buffer a little bit to see if it helps. Alrighty. We have our guns back, which is good. I forgot to mention that Ethan didn't have his guns in the last section. Oh, he does, but, you know, lore stuff, you know, story happened. Alright, we're gonna grab this mine quickly. We're gonna avoid every enemy that we possibly can. We might take an intentional hit here just to get our difficulty adjustment just below 1 because we're at 10-10, which is makes the next. It's realistically the difficulty adjustment and the damage boost is for the next boss fight because he has tons of health and he is a mega pain in the butt. Another one of these. Whoop. No, don't restart. Oh. Also, the thing that one of the things in this about the menu that bothers me is that the mouse and the keyboard don't over input each other. So if you're targeting on something and you press up and your mouse is still targeting it, it will just hop back down to the menu.
I've prepared a special present for you.
Yeah.
Ah, Miss Angie. Just adorable. Porcelain dolls are very popular, you know. Ah, yes, I have you. Find some quality ingredients and bring them to me.
So we're gonna buy the we're gonna upgrade the sniper rifle a little bit. we're going to buy 2 pipe bombs, 2 mines, and the schematic to make more pipe bombs as we head to this next area. Come on, hit me. Alright. Well, that's not happening. Ah. The AI, even on casual, is still pretty medium. Oh, there we go. That was good. Oh, we took a hit, which is perfect. We're about where we need to be. Now we get this really cool sequence through this this whole windmill area. It's kind of like flooded with water. Any donations or anything? Well, this lift kind of takes a while because it's a big load.
We do have a donation of $15 from Fermented Triangle that says, "Yes, I've heard Master of Puppets. Why do you ask?" And this donation goes towards the naming of whichever partner we end up getting for Pokemon Let's Go as Vic Bitter.
Oh, good old VB, eh? Alright, so now we're going to meet Moreau, who was our Ethan's next victim of family members to slaughter. But that was him. We don't really see much of him in the human form. And Ethan's pretty mean to him. In fact, everyone's really mean to him, and I feel kind of bad for him, because all he wants to do is make Miranda proud, but he just gets bullied by everyone.
How do I get out of here?
Well, that pistol aim is just fantastic. So we're gonna come and grab this boat key for a little part we need in a second. And we're gonna leave straight away afterwards. There's a bunch of... The best part about this is this particular section. It's all about movement and putting the boat key in. That's what happens when you don't put the item in properly. He kind of just stands there and contemplates his whole life, which is always what you want to see. And we get this cool, like, chase kind of section. Very, like, high adrenaline, which is really fun to play casually. Because we're going to get chased by Moreau, who is now in giant fish form. And hopefully he doesn't get us. Another cutscene to skip. Where we meet Chris. Oh, come on. Alright. Did I get that? Nope. Alright, so we're gonna do another tactical reset. This stands Ethan's up and kind of cuts all the cutscene behind us. Ends it all, which is nice. And now we're gonna do this whole big kind of chase sequence through the water with Moreau, which is a lot of fun. The first time I played it. He's on a pretty constant cycle. There's like one place where you can't rush to beat him, but we should be okay. Well, pretty consistent not to get grabbed by him because he swims straight at you, but the most frustrating part of this whole section is these little platforms you raise out of the water. As I said, the hitboxes in this game can be very tricky and very small. And this section is no different. So we're going to restart here again to reset our RNG. Not really, but it actually pulls up this platform without waiting for it to load. And this is kind of how long they take. First try. This is the bit we kind of got to be careful for. On RE7, I thought RE7 was a fantastic game. Probably one of my favorite RE games. However, I don't like speedrunning it, and haven't really given it a shot, to be honest, but the premise of like sitting through a 14-minute intro section is just... I just can't do it to myself. I did RE3R for a little while, and I think same with that. It was like 13 minutes till actual gameplay, and it's just, it's not fun. Yeah, the 3 make was really meh. 2 make was a lot of fun. It was like my introduction to speedrunning. What did you do on the weekend, Ethan?
Caught myself a big one.
Thank you. That joke never gets old.
Need to get out of here.
The pistol aim in this game is just so it locks onto that lock like there's no tomorrow, and then other things you shoot at, it shoots behind you. So we need to go trigger that dialogue option, or you actually can't move this windmill, which is I don't know why, but it's not helpful. I feel bad for Ethan as well. He gets put through a lot, but I mean, he's kind of, well, you know, he is all but invincible. So it's in just this little section to get the crank, and then once we finish this little crank animation here, we're gonna tactical reset, and it's gonna take us off the windmill altogether and halfway down back to the boathouse or the gatehouse, which is super handy. It's like a 5-second walk that they save you. All right, more puzzles. The Duke's just behind us in the little room.
Got it.
We missed it. We missed this section by like a fraction. Okay, now the Moreau fight. Now this fight, like usually casually, is kind of a pain because he likes to get on top of the. I don't think we got this. No. Let's start again here. Unfortunately, I don't think our DA is low enough. There we go. There we go. Easy.
In death as he was in life. The exit's up ahead.
So yeah, the explosive damage quite a bit when the mines are stacked up. They do like extra damage depending on how many are stacked there. So we can just stack them in the corner and blast them for about 10k health with one blast. So we're just heading back to the village now. After we grab the key and the flask. Is there any donations or anything you'd like to say, my man?
No current donations, but just a reminder that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. In this event, we're raising money for Cure Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer research who are working across all cancer and all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, you can go to ausspeedruns.com or follow the link in the chat. Some of the things you can donate towards, if you would like to put in some, what you'd like your donation to go to in your comments, is the Super Smash Bros. For Wii U character. That run is the collect all characters run, and you can help. I'm not sure who's running that. I'll check in a second. You can help the runner of that choose what character they are playing as, except for Link, Ganondorf, or Mr. Game & Watch. Currently, we have Sonic at $10 and Marth at $15. And the person running that is... Unfortunately, can't read that name. I can't pronounce that name. Arahapos something? Sorry. I do apologize.
That's fine. So just there, we just grabbed the grenade launcher, which is going to be a very handy throughout the rest of the run with clearing certain enemies and opening some doors in the factory, which is nice. As we come up to the Lycan Stronghold. We got a few items to grab though while we're here. Luckily, it's kind of more of an action sequence, and they want you to shoot a lot of Lycans. So they give you a bunch of ammo, pipe bombs, mines that we can, since we don't actually shoot anybody, we can save them for later in the run when we need them. Alright, now we're just waiting for this door to open. Enemies on casual are still kinda not the best at fighting or attacking you. And they'll have a really long hit cooldown timer, so once they go at you once, they back off and wait about 10-20 seconds before they'll attack you again, which is really nice. Especially when you wait for doors to open like this. Or like the last one even. Alright. I'm gonna grab that pipe bomb while we walk up the stairs. The movement is super tricky.
This must be their den.
He has messed up my spot. Ugh. There we go. Lycans can be pretty trolly in here. I think they They gain charisma in numbers, so we gotta kind of play their game when we're in here.
Okay, big guy.
But most of the time we can get through unscathed. We're also going to pick up one of the first of three metal scraps we're going to need to build pipe bombs later. Money's not too bad. And the game's going to come full circle as we fight Urias, who we saw way earlier in the game, about an hour ago or so. Got a bit more ammo and some grenade launcher grenades for later. The good thing about this boss fight, though, is we can start damaging him as soon as he shows himself.
That's not good.
On the up there in the corner. We're going to shoot him in a specific order so that we can flinch him when we need to. Oh, that did not work. Hello? That grenade bounced off him and didn't do any damage, so that's always something new that happens every time one of these games gets run in a marathon. Two cutscenes back to back. So a lot of the game is like they have a cutscene and then they'll, for some reason, it'll just be, because that cutscene, right? He watches the TV, or he picks up the flask and then watches the TV. But they're two different cutscenes for some unknown reason, honestly. All right. Now we're heading back to the village again. And this will be the last time we see the village looking this pretty, to be honest. Hopefully these goats don't no, we're all good. Sometimes they like to ram you for no good reason, just because. Now we're gonna put all our baby parts in this this weird giant chalice. And you can see how big it is, and it looks like it's made of stone. And Ethan's currently carrying a shotgun, a grenade launcher, a pistol, a mine, a pipe bomb, and he's just going to pick up this giant stone chalice and like an absolute madman.
What's going on?
As we come to this, we will put the chalice in, and another little loading elevator here as we head to the final kind of puzzle section of the game. Just quickly reload everything. Quick Quick pause buffer there to load the next area, which is really helpful because this one kind of takes a long time. It loads the whole factory.
Don't worry about the kid, Ethan.
And the lifts have a certain amount of floors they have to go down.
Just get your ass.
But if the game is loading, it'll add like extras for how long it's loading. So you want to have the minimum amount of floors every time you get into a lift, which is why the pause buffering really helps.
Make it past daughter Moreau, but I suppose you survived worse back in America, hmm? I like you. I'd like to speak to you about Rose and Miranda. Oh, come on in. Don't worry. It's not a trap.
But that's what you say when it is a trap. Alright. Now we start the Heisenberg factory section. We're currently being chased by what they call Sturm. I don't know if he ever gets that name in the actual game. Maybe he does in some documents. But he's just a set of legs with a like a propeller and engine on top of his waist. So we run away from him for the minute because we did not want to grab that. All right, and this ledge here, if anyone else has speedrun this game, knows that it is an absolute troll. There we go. Just likes to not work. And I think it's to do with loading, but no one's kind of pinpointed it. But if you run too quickly, it just stops you dead in its tracks. So you usually have to wait. Alright, we're going to change our FPS again, just to get by those guys. There's going to be quite a bit of that in this section, so if you don't believe in 30 frames per second, which I know a lot of PC users would never dream of 30 frames per second, you have been warned.
This place is messed up. I've got to get upstairs.
You're not wrong, Board Banana. It is definitely scarier than the whole game. Is watching the frames jitter by as you Ooh, hit metal scrap. That's good. Yeah, we're gonna use 30 FPS to get through the usually sometimes you can get through there without changing it. But today was not one of those days. Alright, we're gonna scoot right through these guys. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna reset again. This resets the enemy positions outside so that when we load back in, they're standing where they need to be standing, rather than at the door waiting for us. The community, so in the glitched category for this game, there's a couple of spots where you can use a pipe bomb to knock yourself through the actual architecture into out of bounds. And they all agree that that was what was considered glitchless. And since the frames don't really take you out of bounds, and if you were to play at a lower frames per second, you would have that advantage anyways.
Seems useful.
It was fine for the glitchless run. It's not something that's out of bounds of like normal play, I suppose, is the way they went. It's not that you clip through them, it's that your hitbox becomes very small. Alright, we got this crazy section of these pistons that... I'm getting hit. Ow. You only got hit once, so that's good. Section can really troll you there, especially at the end there with the two, I don't know, the two zombies. They don't really like. We'll open that on the way through. We're reloaded. We got enough ammo for the rest of the game too, which is nice. Alright, and so we're currently just grabbing all these parts so that we can traverse Heisenberg's factory. So we're going to lure this guy over into the counter, or over into the corner even, while our little relief mold is, or our cog mold is being made. And now with the power on, we can traverse more. Gonna grab a few things while we're walking through. We got this mine.
Oh, Ethan. Such a disappointment. I thought we could join forces against that bitch Miranda. Truly, truly. Took us to be her children. She locked us away in the village.
Every time I hit that.
Decades of being forced to serve her. Can't
That's alright though.
understand that humiliation. I'm not
Just waiting for the doors to open. That saves time. So you can shoot through the railing there with the grenade launcher and hit the door, but it's real tight.
So I need power
Oh, we should have enough gunpowder.
to destroy her.
Got a moment for a donor?
Yeah, you got it.
Of my power.
We have a $20 from Vosky. Good luck on the run. Put towards Bioshock Save Little Sisters. And that is an incentive to save or harvest the Little Sisters in Bioshock, the third last game of the marathon. So that's that one's quite a ways away.
That's such a cool run too. I love Bioshock 1 as like growing up, and watching the speedruns awesome. Even the Bioshock 2 run today was super incredible.
Got a long way to go.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. Though the drill on that you have on your arm kind of looks like plastic.
Yeah.
Miranda thinks we're nothing but children. Oh, she doesn't care for us? No. She's long lost all her humanity.
If we've got a bit of time, I'll just let the
Go for
good
it.
viewers know about some of the runs that are coming up after this one. So up next we have Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, a any percent new game co-op run by Hexen, Metro, and Whispera. That's a good run. Hexen actually managed to get himself into GDQ once, so he's pretty solid at that game. I'm pretty sure he's at the top of the leaderboards for the D3 co-op runs. After that, we have SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated by Cardi, and that's 77 spatulas, no lag assist. And then after that, we have the Super Smash Bros. For Wii U Unlock All Characters by Araptos, as I've been told to pronounce it. Though I'm not sure if that's correct.
Yeah, so this room kind of, it has these two jetpack dudes, and they Am I dead here? No, I'm not. Okay. They, oh, we don't have enough healing. They kind of just get in your way, and they sometimes decide that they're not going to get in your way, and then sometimes they do. Like, you never count on them. We nearly had a good run, until the end there when, they decided to both attack me at the ladder. Which, yeah. I've lost so many runs to either dying at this section or losing, you know, minutes of time getting stuck on their bodies, or not being able to get past them, because when they hit you it wastes like 5-6 seconds every time. So
Shit, that was close.
also lost a run here to not having enough ammo in the pistol and not being able to shoot the fan. I only had a sniper, and I missed. You can only really fire one sniper shot before it eats you, so that was not a good time. You know, getting an hour and 20 or so into a run, it's like, oh well.
Soon, she'll start her ceremony with your rose. If that happens, it's all over. For your kid, and for the whole village. But don't worry, I'll stop it. I'll use Rose to kill Miranda. Poor Papa. You're the only one who doesn't see your kid's power.
We get a
Take Rose.
big monologue from Heisenberg. It's not a herb, but so our health is very low. I'm a little bit concerned that we might die here. But I think I safety healed. Oh, I healed earlier to get my DA down to make the fight a little bit easier. We might just take a safety shop here and get a healing fluid. Just because the next area can be kind of rowdy. And when you're below 300 HP, you move slower. Ethan comes to a crawl.
Just look. Window shop away.
And we do not want to be like that. Okay.
I saw you eyeing that one. Thank you for
So there are some free items in the shop as part of like the DLC that you got for pre-ordering the game. They're not legal in the speedrun at all, so I made sure to grab the one that costs the money. Oh, he didn't die. Alright. Yeah, so the free ammo and all that kind of stuff isn't legal in the speedrun. We can just cruise right by him. Which is obviously fair enough. Not everyone has access to those bonuses. Okay, we're missing every shot here. Wrong key. Well. Okay, now we gotta get past these big boys. The first one's pretty easy to get around. You just usually just go wide and he misses you. The second one though is gonna take up the whole passageway here. But if we block as he hits us, and then we're going to change our wrong one. Change our frame rate to 30. We should be able to ghost right through him. No problems. Oh. Normally requires some some combat, but we don't really have the means to. We're really low on ammo in this run, but the grenade bouncing off Urias in the stronghold really really slowed us down there. Well, not slowed us down, but ate up more ammo than we really needed to use. Sturm is a pretty easy fight. He
But I'm tired of chit-chat. Time to die.
We're gonna place 3 mines, turn around. We're gonna grab our pipe bombs out. Oh, that didn't kill him. That is. Oh. Oh. Yeah, we are short of ammo. We're actually gonna restock in here while we can.
Now stay down.
Alright, we're making it up on the fly as we go. It should be okay though. I'm not sure why I think one of the sometimes the damage, like if the damage from the pipe bombs, if they're too close together, they don't do 100% of the damage. Or if it's blocked by some part of the wall, it doesn't do all the damage. I'm not sure how it works, but as you can see there, it didn't normally kills him, but didn't this round. And now the one direction I didn't think this game was gonna go in my casual playthrough is giant tank thing with a chainsaw, a Gatling gun, and a huge rocket launcher. In true Resident Evil style, you know? And we're gonna go fight a bigger, more crazier mech than us. So as we open the gate for the Heisenberg fight, we're gonna tactical restart here. This reloads our rocket launcher and spawns him immediately. It's a pretty easy fight. Again, classic Resident Evil fashion. Shoot the red glowing bits, and that will be how you defeat the boss. Alright, there we go. He's got a bunch of health, but we make light work of him. And then we get to shoot these cool water towers and watch them go flying as he moves his way into the middle. That's my favorite part about this whole fight, is shooting the water towers. And I love the Resident Evil 5 reference here. Four. There we go. At least the Heisenberg fight was nice and clean. We're gonna run around here and pick up some sniper ammo for our fight later. We'll grab those just in case. And now we have a cutscene for a little while that we can't skip.
You really should have taken my deal. You'll be frozen in the afterlife. Rose's power is one. Right after I murdered Ren. This can't be the end for me! I must kill her!
And a fitting finale. And then we kind of just sit here for a bit until the cutscene starts to play. Alright. And then the cutscene, if you're following along with the story, I know it's been going by super quick. Miranda appears and tears Ethan's heart out of his chest. It's one of the goriest scenes in the game. It's pretty full on. And Chris and his team give us a kind of a backstory as we take control of Chris Redfield as we head through back to the village. Fitting, I know, doing a lot of village.
But thanks to your recon, we know Miranda's plan.
Couldn't quite believe it when I heard she turned herself into Mia, though.
In the world's favorite IP, Call of Duty Zombies.
Everyone watch for hostile bioweapons.
Roger.
Made contact with a group of hostile bioweapons.
There's more than that.
Alright, come on, guys. We can't increase the DA here, which is nice.
It's clear. Moving out.
Roger that.
BSAA craft spotted. 2 guards. I can take them.
Don't get cocky.
We'll grab some ammo there.
What the hell is that thing? It's all new to my seat.
That's probably where Miranda is. Let's go.
This is a kind of cool section with Chris that you get to, you kind of feel like you're, you play Chris's character, and you get to be a little bit OP and with an automatic gun that you haven't had the entire run.
Tundra here, leaving some supplies in one of the houses, Captain.
Umberise, I need some backup.
I see. 200 to the point. I've never heard of a Mutomycete colony growing so huge.
Ah yes, putting up your hands, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's how...
The concussive force of a grenade and the shrapnel.
That's it. You put your hands up. It's like stop, drop, and roll when there's a fire.
Marking the target.
Roger that, boss.
So now we kind of have this wave clear section where we need to wait for the giant orbital cannon to reload.
Reloading now.
But we can use this opportunity to grab certain supplies. If we kill all the enemies, another wave will spawn. So we're just going to kind of wait till they gather up and get close and then shoot them one by one.
Reloading. Meet you just soon. Okay, Captain. I'm reloading.
This guy's going to be a pain. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey.
Looks like it's about to collapse. Hold your horses. I'm reloading. It's them. Watch your perimeter, please.
Wait, grab this grenade, some ammo.
Reloading.
And so after we beat that the last wave there, we can stand in this corner, and it's exactly the spot where we need to go in. It's all good to go.
Megamycete must be below.
Captain,
Alright, we're gonna grab some more grenades here for this next fight.
and there's no sign of the genome editing we saw in the E-series. The stuff originated here.
And now we have Urias again.
Guarding the Megamycete, huh?
And we're gonna throw a bunch of grenades at him. And we're gonna, now that he's on his back here, he's stun locked for the entire fight, which is really handy because he can be a pain to get around and shoot his weak spot, which is on his back.
I got a tough guy here. I'm gonna need backup.
You're on the ground.
There's an opening in the roof. Use it.
Okay, I'm moving out. Hold on till I get there.
Yeah, and just like that, fight's over without a problem. We're gonna tactical reset here. It lets us pick up the item without his body kind of turning to mold and ash, and then clearing the rest of the way. So we got this walking section here with Chris. He walks very slow. Well, he runs very slow.
We can figure that out later. Focus on the plan.
As we come into the room with the giant baby.
Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan the plan.
There wasn't time. And we didn't expect Miranda to act so soon.
Even so, you should have told him.
Yeah.
And then if you're into all the Resident Evil lab, there's a whole bunch of documents in this room about the story and where Miranda came from and how she fits in. Which is really interesting. I was like one of my favorite parts of the whole game was spending like an hour in this room reading all the documents. And so now we have this section where we just stand here. And I'm gonna have a quick drink of water. I still do not know what this scene is for. You can walk around and not do anything. But storyline wise, we learned that Ethan actually died in Resident Evil 7. Sorry for spoilers. And he's been dead the whole time, but the mold has been keeping him alive, and he's essentially full mold, and it's why he can put himself back together and all that stuff. And it's why, yeah, his hand goes back when he puts the magic liquid on it. Still not sure about the jacket though. So we're gonna do our last shop.
I can feel Lord Heisenberg's essence through it.
And we're gonna put all the points into this sniper rifle.
Please, be well.
Thanks.
As we head to our fight with Miranda. Any more donos before we get into this last fight here? Ethan walks kind of slow through this section.
No donos, but I could just give people a little bit of insight into what their money is going towards. If you were to... Oh, do I have time?
No, yeah, I thought it might be a quick dono, but it looks like we are we're already here.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Leave it to intermission.
So we're gonna enter the last fight, and we are just going to go to town on Miranda with this sniper rifle.
You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Mice. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with treatments. So now you can die peacefully.
Okay. So we missed the quick Miranda where we can skip this phase, but it's not too bad.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands.
And she's down to 1 HP, and this is the last cutscene here where we're going to again pump her full of more ammo, and time's coming up very shortly. I'll let you know when.
To ensure I never see
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. And time is... Hold on. Time is now.
Alright, we have a 1:43:58.
Perfect. So that was, my load remove time was 1:37:30.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we lost about 6 minutes of load times and random cutscenes and stuff like that. We were doing pretty well there until I had to reset in the house, but I got a couple of golds, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8 even Village. It's fantastic. It's super fun to run. You know, there's obviously there's harder difficulties where they run Village of Shadows, and one of the new ones in the community is the No Duke run, which I'm gonna pick up soon, which I can't wait to do. It looks like tons of fun. It's obviously not visiting the Duke at all, so there's a lot more item gathering and stuff like that to make sure you're equipped for this fight at the end, because it can be kind of hard. If you're interested in running, there's a Discord for the speedrun community. Would head to speedrun.com and go to the Resident Evil 8 board, and join from there. Spicy TV also has a 5-hour video, or 5 hours worth of videos on how to run this game in the new Game Casual route on YouTube, which is you know, it's a lengthy watch, but it'll definitely get you started if you're interested in doing something like a 12-hour challenge or something like that. It's a great game for that. As for me, I stream sometimes, hopefully at least once a week, over at twitch.tv/big_fudge. Come say hi. I don't bite, I swear. But yeah, that's been Resident Evil 8. Thank you for having me, everybody, and I'll be back tomorrow to host some Breath of the Wild and Jak and Daxter. I can't wait.